Let's look at the bass. Not much going on in the bass realm here. I have 4 different bass. That's interesting. So I can tell you from what I probably used on here. This was a straight low synth bass, and then I used Pumper by Waves. Let me show you what that is. Let me show you just in case you don't know, because this was a lifesaver really. So Pumper by Waves. You see, this already has it, but I'm just using this as an example. Let's try it on actually this bass here. Off. So get Pumper if you don't have it. So we have this low synth bass here, or low sub bass. This side, you might call this synth, but I call it bass. I envision it as part of my bass sound, so I can spread the bass sound wide. So this is not much going on here. This is the sidechain compressor, right? When I was playing the kick, this begins to work. And then I have a compressor on here. This compressor is helping me to control, of course, the bass sound, which in this case is really just the low end too. All right, that's really it on the bass, and every single thing is going into, oh, I have one more here. This is to get more, how should I say it, to make it feel as though a bass player is playing it. I actually think, you know what, I play this bass. I think so. Sounds like a real bass, and I think I did. I'm not a bass player, but that was easy to play. But yeah, because that's all I needed to do. I'm not doing any stuff, so I'm proud of myself, guys. Thank you. So I did that. That is helping me to add some attack right to the bass and giving it a nice, as though a real bass player played it. But blending all of it together, they sound like this. If I mute anyone, you'll feel the absence. Obviously. Okay, and they're all going into this bass level, so this kind of bass comp here again. Yeah, I think that bass level, that name is from David Glenn, because that's my mentor. I was watching his videos a lot back then too. All right, so what am I doing here? Around 47, I'm boosting like 5 dB, and I'm also cutting around 200. Still one of my favorite EQ to use because it's a very interesting EQ. The curves are different. You can change them. It's good when you are trying to cut things. Even you can play with the different style that they have in here. That's what makes this unique. So you can use it. It's a parametric EQ, and you can be to a certain degree surgical with it as well. If you change, let's just use this one as an example here. If I go to digital 2, I can boost it, and I can use this to adjust my bandwidth. As you can see, it goes really narrow and can go really wide. That's the only one that can go that narrow, right? When you try digital 1, it's doing something where you gotta be careful. So great EQ, one of the best sounding EQ out there. If you don't know, it's good. So that's all I'm doing, and then it's going into FG Gray right here by Slate. I'm also blending it. It's about maybe 40% here. Auto release, medium attack, and ratio 4:1. It's bringing, I'm gluing all my bass. That's where I'm using this. I love it. It brings everything in focus to the middle. It sounds really good. I like that. And then I have bass parallel here. Most likely it's a CLA 76 that, usually it's the CLA 76 I use on parallel. But on here, I am using it in the mid side mode. That's interesting. And then on the mid, I'm boosting 60. And then on the sides, I'm cutting off some of the low end on the side. Anything below 80 hertz, I'm basically cutting off. All right, so let's hear what this is doing. Particularly, I want to mute the stuff so you can hear just what that is doing. I'm curious to hear it. Okay. So it brings more focus, more low end, because we're boosting the low end in the middle, so you can hear that. All right, so stay tuned for the next part here where we break down the drums, snare drum, and all the other things. So please don't forget to like and subscribe so you can know when I drop new videos like this. Thank you so much. See you.